Alright guys, so new video format to where I just show off the deck profile first and then I just go into the game. So I'm just going to start doing that from now on. Who knows, I might go back to making separate videos to where I just do the deck profile, but we're going to try in this format for a little bit. So this video I'm going to be playing with Katakuri, my new Katakuri, where I have some OPO 4 stuff, OPO 5 stuff, OPO 6 stuff. So yeah, so Katakuri, of course, everybody knows what he does. I'm still running the 4-drop Parasparrows, Big Moms, of course, all that. Still running 2 of the Katakuri 8-drops because he's very good for tech. Like, he's a good 8-drop tech because most of you're playing your Big Moms, right? So, like, he's good just to have if you want to return something. Of course, your 2K packages with Stroizin, Staple Capone, and then Amande. So I have enough 2K. And then Blocker Sanji, of course. Gadatsu, of course, I'm going to be running him instead of Randolph now. Onami instead of what's it called, Thunderbolt, because this is just Thunderbolt as a character that helps any other character that she just gives every other character banish pretty much. So it's Thunderbolt that also has the ability to give something banish if you play her. Brulee's right, free blocker. And then the last events are still Sovereignty and 200 million VMR. So yeah, I still run 3-drop Paraspero instead of 6-drop because, like, you know, a good card fodder if you want to discard something to play, so like Sanji, right? If you have a Sanji in hand, you can just discard Paraspero to play him. Same thing with Paraspero. If you have one in hand, you draw him from life, just trigger him and get rid of the other Paraspero. So don't want this to be too long for the intro, so let's just get right into the game. Of course, with newer cards coming out, I might update this even more, so whatever video I make next is going to be the same thing like this, where I show off the profile first and then I get into the game. So yeah, I feel like this deck is way better now. Alright, here's the very first game. So I played against a Whitebeard of all people, and of course this is Eastern servers because I have Onami in here, so I'm playing against Eastern boys. So it could be Japanese, could be European, who knows. But this is Whitebeard that's playing a lot of the, I would assume, the Straw Hat engine. And I'm playing, of course, Big Mom stuff and then some other things in here that could help. So I just play Parasparrow because it's like the only thing I could have played. I could have swing for 9 at him, but like there's no point. He's just gonna take the life anyway or out counter. So I just chose to play a body just in case. He is playing. I would like to say Straw Hats, but he played Marco. Right here, I triggered a Onami and I KO'd Sanji for that. So like that works out perfectly because he doesn't get an extra swing, and I don't have to waste Parasparrow swing on a Sanji. So right here I have 5 Dawn. I attach to leader, swing for 7. I view my life. Of course I'm going to put Sovereignty at the bottom because that just guarantees me an extra life. So I'm pretty sure he out counters for 2K. And then I think I actually play a I think I play Blocker Sanji and then I just pass. I don't think I swing with Parasparrow yet. Yeah, right here. So I just wanted to just have more bodies on board. Because who knows what he's going to play. So he obviously, I think he, right here is when he played Otama, yep, and then he plays Marco to KO my blocker. So fine, that's whatever, fine. I have enough 2K to get rid of, to not take damage. And, you know, it's fine that he wasted it on blocker, right? I still get to swing with Parasparrow, but I just used to play 7-drop Big Mom. Of course I'm going to play 7-drop Big Mom. And this is a really funny game, right? Because of all the stuff I draw after playing the 7-drop Big Mom, like I could just not fathom the stuff I drew, and if I was playing against what I was playing and what I got, I'd get mad. I'll be honest. And I play yellow, so it's ironic. So yeah, he's playing the Straw Hat engine. Like, he's even playing the Whitebeard engine. He has 2 searchers in this deck, which is Nami and Izo. So Izo will help him look for Whitebeard stuff. Nami will help him look for his Straw Hat stuff. So he could be running Zoro. He could be running Luffy's and all that. So who knows what he's playing. Didn't really get to see a lot of them. I just know that at one point he has a bigger board than I do at one point, but most of them are just Otamas and Searchers. He swings for 8K at me. I think I just take it here. Right here I get a Stroizin off of it, which is fine, right? I always love getting 2K counters in hand just from having life. I actually out-counter this swing, or no, I don't out-counter this swing. I out-counter the next swing. Right here I draw 7-drop Big Mom off of life. I out-counter the next swing. Of course he has to choose. Guess what? He's going to give me life because he's at 1 life left. What I do here is I actually just swing Big Mom at Marco because I wanted him to get rid of stuff out of hand. I don't care if I deal any damage because next turn he'll just have to take cards from his life, but he doesn't do that because he plays 9-drop Whitebeard next turn, but that's fine, right? Again, I wanted him to get stuff out of hand, and that's what you do with Marco is you swing at him because most likely they're not going to counter. They're just going to bring him back for free with the event card. So like getting events out of his hand is pretty good, right? So that's why I did it. He swings 6 to 5. I out counter for 7. Why wouldn't I? He plays Whitebeard, the 9-drop one, so he doesn't take a life. I out counter. I out counter with the Brule to bring him up to 9. Bring Big Mom up to 9. Sorry. Or no, I out counter with Nami. Sorry. So yeah, and then I draw into another 7-drop Big Mom. So I have 3 7-drop Big Moms on board. This is really toxic to watch. I'll be honest. So again, he has to trash something, right? I'm pretty sure he actually takes this Charlotte Lin ability. Like, he just goes down to 0 if I'm not mistaken. If not, he lets me gain. But I have 3 7-drop Big Moms on board. So that's pretty funny. Usually I have more 10-drop Big Moms on board. So yeah, right here he takes it, which is fine. He got rid of a Sanji. That works out perfectly because he would have been able to use Sanji's ability where he gets Rush, because I have 5-drop or more power on board. So that character, that 6-drop would have gained Rush. Right here I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm swinging at Marco so he gets rid of stuff out of hand. There's no point in me swinging at Whitebeard because he's at 8k. He's a leader that's at 8k right now. He actually got rid of Radical Beam, which is really good to have gotten rid of, just so he could replay Marco. And I swing another attack at Marco. He chooses to out counter for another 2k, so that's great. Another 2k out of hand, that's really good. And if you didn't notice, I had Onami on top, so I just kept her there so I could use her trigger. So right here is when we start like going into the long game where we have to actually start thinking. Right here he swings 10 to 8 at my Big Mom. So I just out counter normally, right? I have enough to out counter just a 10k swing. And luckily enough, I have yet another counter to use. I have Stroizen. I didn't want to use Ikoku Sovereignty just yet if I had enough counter. Right here he swings at Big Mom again, but I do use Ikoku Sovereignty on it because I wanted to keep it. So all the counters I used were used to keep up my Big Moms, which is totally fine. What's great though is that he doesn't have any way to minus like power. He doesn't have any ways to minus power, so he couldn't KO anything with Whitebeard ability. And right here he just left, right? Even though he could have actually survived, I think, because let's see, I have 3 8k swings, right? I have 3 8k swings. I have 2 5ks. So say I swing with just 8k at him, he'd have to use at least Bad Manners, Kick Course, get rid of something to boost it up to 9, and then I'd have to swing another 8k at him. He could use Radical Beam, and then I'd swing another 8k at him. He'd use 2, and then no, he wouldn't have 1. He wouldn't have 1. So I that's why he just left. He wouldn't have 1. So yeah, even calculating right now, like he lost no matter what. So me keeping the Big Moms alive was the play. All right, so second game, right? Second game we have another Katakuri. So this is a mirror match. Very unfortunate hand I have right here. So you know, I just gotta work with what I got. I mean, I do have a 7-drop Big Mom in hand already, so that's pretty good to just have for your 7 Dawn play, which I will be at because I went first. So not bad. I draw into another 7-drop Big Mom. So what I do is I just swing all out at leader for 9k, and I think I look at his life, and then he's actually using Reject, which is a very interesting Sky Island card to be using with Katakuri. I mean, it's not bad, right? For the second ability, if your opponent has 1 life, deal 1 damage. But like, I'm yellow as well, so like I'm not gonna be at 1 life as often. So, I just left it at top. He takes it, right? He could trigger it to draw another card, but I'm pretty sure he keeps it just in case he thinks he could bring me down to 1 life. Yeah, right here he keeps it, so he thinks he can bring me down to 1 life. I think at one point he does, but like because I'm yellow, I just don't go down that often, and I don't stay at 1 life that often, so who knows. For Dawn, what do you think he's going to play? What do you think Katakuri is going to play with 4 Dawn? Who knows? Blocker Sanji? Who knows? Paraspero? Who knows? He swings 5 to 5. I'm just going to out-counter it with Brule. No point in me taking the damage. So yeah. It works out actually pretty perfectly right here because he took the life, right? So I was able to play Gedatsu, kill his Cracker still. Because it's 4 costs and he has 4 life. So even if I didn't take a life off him, I still could have killed his Cracker, but it's fine. I got full profit. I got him to take a life, and I got to kill something with Gedatsu, so yeah, not bad. No double attack at me. So right here he uses Onami to banish, And unfortunately, I do have to let this one go because I only have a 2k in hand. But that's fine. It was Parasparrow. I didn't really need Parasparrow out on board, so it's fine because I'm just about to play. I'm about to play 7-drop Big Mom. I could have had Parasparrow on board, right? I could have just discarded one of my other Big Moms, but I'll just keep him, right? So losing him wasn't that bad. So I swing 5 to 5, of course, just to get cards out of his hand. And I think I swing Gidatsu at his leader as well. And I think he takes that one. If not, it's vice versa. He takes one or the other. Yet another situation where the simulator's just buggy. He's still on blocker step. Finally went to counter step. Out counters for 6. Perfect. That's a blocker Sadge out of hand. He takes the card. I think he triggers it. He keeps it. Okay. And then I play 7-drop Big Mom. So he gives me life. I'm back up to 5. Crazy, right? So if he did run Gidatsu, he could kill my Gidatsu, but he didn't play any of those. And even if he did, not full profit because I swing with Gidatsu, so he just killed the rested card he could just swing at. But who knows? Who knows what he had in hand at that time? So pretty good board for him right now, right? He has a 5k body on board. He technically has 2 5k swings if he wants to put one on Nami. Or put some on Nami. He has a 7k swing. And then he still has like 5 Dawn to work with. So only really depends on what he plays here. But of course, he has to think. People need to think. It's a card game. That's how it works. So a lot of time was spent just sitting here thinking. Well, he was anyway. He swings 7 at my Gidatsu. Of course, I have to let that go. I have no counter in hand for that, unfortunately. And then he plays... What does he play? He plays his own Big Mom. So, of course, I'm going to trash mine. And it was another Gidatsu. It's fine, right? It's fine. Didn't need it. It's fine. I'm at 9. I play my other Big Mom. He has to choose what he wants. He gives me another life. So, guess what? I'm back up at 5. So, his Big Mom didn't even matter. Right here, I swing for 8. He takes it. That's perfect. I swing for 5. Make sure to get cards out of his hand. So, that works out perfectly. He gets rid of a Gidatsu. So he was running Gidatsu, but he didn't play him. I mean, it's fair, right? There was no point in him playing Gidatsu because my Gidatsu was rested. No point in KOing something that's rested with an ability. So, not bad. I mean, I'm doing pretty good with life right now. I mean, I've been stuck at 5, which is good. That's what you do with yellow. I'm just maintaining life pretty much, and he's only at 2. Next turn, I have the choice to either play a 10-drop Big Mom or my Katakuri. Right here, he only swings base with Big Mom, so I get to out-counter for 1. That's perfect. And I have a sovereignty, so if he goes any more higher... Oh my goodness, I couldn't speak. If he goes any more higher on the swing, then I can just Okoku sovereignty to 13. So he can only go to 12 or 13 at max. But he only swings for 9. Or, sorry, 8. So I just sovereignty it because I want to keep my Big Mom up. What does he have right now? He has 10 Dawn. He used 2. So he's at 8. Oh, that's right. He plays his own Katakuri. So I out-counter. He plays his own Katakuri and gets rid of my Big Mom with his Katakuri, of all things. So right here, he puts it at the bottom of my life. And of course, he chose the active one. That just makes sense. I mean, it doesn't matter, though, because I just get to restat my stuff. So right here, I was actually debating if I wanted to play my 10-drop Big Mom. But I just chose to swing face at his Big Mom just to get cards out of his hand, right? That's not bad. Because that's less cards for him to use during leader attack. Because I'm going to swing base at leader. So 5 to 5. And then play my Katakuri. So, yeah. It helps me get stuff off of his board too. Because Katakuri gets rid of himself. Funny enough. So right here, he actually takes the card, which is perfect. Best case scenario is I get to return something of his to his life, and I also make him take a card. So I play Katakuri, get rid of his. I put it on top because next turn I'm going to play my 10-drop Big Mom and get rid of it, and also gain a life. So right now I'm at 6 life, which is crazy. I'm at 6 life. it's oh my goodness, it's funny. Yellow's funny, dude. Yellow's a goon. Right here he has 10. He has 10, right? But he uses 1 for Charlotte Pudding, so he didn't have Big Mom, unless he did and he just chose to get more cards in hand. What does he do? Does he play another character? I don't remember exactly. He is really searching. He played another another Pudding. Which, by the way, I don't run Pudding in this deck, by the way. I don't run it just because it doesn't really matter as much anymore. I mean, I have Parasparrow, which helps me get stuff. So, eh. Right here, I use the Koku Sovereignty just to get my Linlin protected, because I want to keep her out. And he won't have enough to get rid of her with just one Dawn. So it works out perfectly. Even though he played another Linlin, I can get rid of the other one just by swinging at her. And he only has 7, so he can't get rid of my Linlin just by attacking. So right here, he swings 7, he swings 5 as well. I also just take that. I had a trigger ability, right? I had Nami. I think what I did was I used Nami on Parasparrow of all things, so I didn't have to waste a swing. So even though I KO'd Parasparrow, he gets to look for a card, right? That's one less card I have to swing at. So like I can use both of my characters to swing at the Big Mom, which I do right here. I swing base for Big Mom, so 8 to 8, and then I swing base with Katakuri 8 to 8. So yeah, I find it funny how Big Mom is less than Katakuri, even though her ability is like way better. So right here, he's like deciding if he wants to out counter, which he does. He out counters for 2k, which means he probably didn't have anything else. So I was like, all right, I'll just swing base again. And right here, he out counters for another 2k, which is fine. Again, more 2ks out of hand, which means I get to swing base at leader, and he takes it because of that. So even though he has 2 Big Moms on board, I got to make him waste cards. I got to make him take a life, and I also used 10-drop Big Mom to get rid of his Katakuri so he can't get it back again. He swings base again at my Katakuri with his Big Mom. I out counter for 1. Perfect. More stuff wasted on the Katakuri swing. He has to keep wasting stuff on my big bodies to get rid of them, because if he doesn't, I just swing with a bunch of big bodies. So right here, he plays his own Big Mom, his 10-drop. So that's fine, right? It's fine. Right here, I triggered a Sanji. So of course I'm going to use it. I'm going to get rid of Parasparrow and play Sanji. So I have another swing on board. Of course I'm going to go all out. But right here, he disconnects. Big surprise, big surprise. He disconnects right here. So because I triggered the Sanji, right, that's actually really good. And because I have Parasparrow in hand to trigger it, even better. Because this is why I run the 3-drop Parasparrow. Because if you have him in hand, you don't need him, you can use him for the trigger abilities where you discard one. If you do that with vanilla Parasparrow, that's a counter out of hand. That's a potential body on board you could have had. But that's why I run the 3-drop Parasparrow. And because of that, I got Sanji, so I got another 5k attacker, and he has no blockers on board, and he only has 5 cards in hand. So what do? If he'd stayed, I would have just swung base with leader and Sanji, and then put all my Dawn on to my 10-drop Big Mom and swing for 2 8ks. Or I could have just done vice versa. I could have swung with 10-drop Big Mom and put, you know, so on and so on. I had 3 big bodies on board. I was swinging big pretty much. So this is Katakuri 2.0. This is my Katakuri 2.0. And hopefully you enjoy the way I do the videos now, where it's the deck profile and the gameplay right after. But that just means the videos will be a little bit longer, but you know, it's fine. It's all connected, and I don't have to do multiple videos anymore. It's gonna be Katakuri, right? My new Katakuri. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait for OPO6 to come out so my IRL Katakuri can be somewhat playable.